We're ready to go. Okay, everyone, good morning, and why don't we get started here, please?
Morning, Mike. With the different protocols in place now that you'll be going on the road, can you walk us through how your routine will change or be a little bit different once this team leaves and gets on the road than maybe it would be otherwise?
Yes, definitely. Had an opportunity to cover it today in the team meeting, just with the new protocols that the league has issued. And frankly, you're really trying to create a bubble atmosphere that every team has created at the facility through your travel and at the hotel, all the way leading up to the stadium. So, with that being said, we have a check-in system that, as far as leaving our facility, checking into the airport, and it's all secured, areas, and then once we fly to Los Angeles, it'll be important for us. We have to stay in the hotel, keep ourselves separated from people outside the bubble. So we're really trying to operate exclusively as we have, throughout this process through training camp and in this first week in the regular season. So it's just really, maintaining the boundaries that are in place and really carrying that forward at the hotel all the way up until we arrive at the stadium.
Mike, did you watch any of the game last night? To stay in their rooms, or the eating meals, will that be restricted to a certain floor, or how does that work?
Yes, the area that we will be in will all be restricted. As far as our meals, really where guys congregate, limited to, it's all within a realm that keeps us, within the regulation of creating that bubble.
Mike, did you watch the game last night at all to kind of get any idea of what it's going to be like for you guys on the sidelines? Any protocols or tips that you can say, okay, that worked pretty good for the Chiefs or the Texans last night? Did you watch it with any eye on that of what you can take to the game on Sunday?
I watched very little of it. It was on here at work, so had a chance. There was a couple of coaches that had it on in their office. So just as I was moving office to office, I had a chance to see very little of the game. I thought just as far as the TV production of the game, with the crowd noise, the simulated crowd noise, and everything, I thought it looked fairly normal, just in the short time that I saw it. But as far as how it will factor in how we play, I think every environment is exclusive to that particular game. The good thing is, if I, I'll say have some extra time Sunday, maybe go back and look at the Chiefs and the Texans play, because obviously the NBC crew did the game. So, but it looked pretty normal to me, just based off the little sample size that I was able to watch.
Mike, Andy Reid wore a clear face shield last night, and you said you were going to wear a mask. I'm not sure if you're still going to stick with that plan or go with what Coach Reid had last night.
Well, Andy's definitely a trendsetter, but I don't think I will not be following suit there. I'm going to stick with the mask, and frankly, it's what I'm used to, what I'm accustomed to, and it's, I want it to be as normal as possible. So my personal preference will be the mask.
That shield was fogging up. I don't know if you saw it fogging up a little bit on Andy Reid. You may want to stay away from that fog up anyway.
I appreciate the scouting report. Thank you.
Any update on Brandon Carr, and then when do you have to make that decision?
Brandon's had a good week, of work. Thought he did a nice job yesterday, and we've limited him, frankly, on a number of reps that he was able to get. So we'll go through today, and really we have to make that decision tomorrow to answer your question. So I think it's important to get the full week of work before we make that final decision.
I don't know if you're made aware of what Dak said to us yesterday about how he sought out help and how he thinks, obviously that helped him, but how that might help others in situations when they're dealing with depression and anxiety. I just wondered if you were made aware of what Dak said and what you thought of the comments he had to us yesterday.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I'm definitely aware of it. I just think he's a remarkable young man. I know upon my arrival, you hear so many great things about him, and I can't say enough about him just in my personal interaction since we started to work together. He impresses me at every turn. I think his strength and his ability to be transparent on his personal challenges that he's fighting through, that obviously something that takes time. I think it shows tremendous strength. I admire him for it, and I think it's just another great example of what a tremendous leader that he is, and the qualities that he has, that he's able to express that in today's world. When you think of leadership, the ability to serve others, I mean, is so important. The humility of, you can't lead until you first serve. And here's a young man that is, I mean, he's beyond his years, and in every walk of life, just both what he's done so far at a young age, professionally, and just the type of man he is personally. I admire the young man.
Mike, do you also feel too there's been a change since you first come into the league as far as being more understanding or supportive of the mental health issues that the players face, and just the pressure they're under, and is it generally a more encouraging environment now to go seek help and have that help offered than maybe it was when you first got in the league?
Oh, I mean, absolutely. I mean, without a doubt, and the awareness is clearly where it needs to be, but the resources are now there to match, the number of individuals that need it. I think it's a tremendous compliment not only to the league and the organizations, but just to our society as a whole. I grew up in the 70s, in an Irish Catholic family where you depress your feelings, and you're supposed to hold things back, and that's the perception of being a man, or that's the perception of what a leader is supposed to look like, being under the perception of being stoic, and just to watch a young man stand up and be able to express himself with transparency shows tremendous strength, and once again, I think it just points to the leader that he is.
You told us the other day about the captains will be done on a per week basis.
Yeah.
Are those voted on by the players, or is that something that you pick the three guys each week?
I have a process with assistant head coach Rob Davis that we go through, and we'll select the three each week. We'll announce it to the team Saturday, and it'll be part of our Saturday night with the Sunday night game tomorrow's meeting. So it's that's the normal week-to-week process.
Will you also designate which of those three players will do the coin toss in terms of saying heads and tails and all that kind of stuff?
Absolutely, yes. That's part of it. Well, you just so, and the only reason why you designate it is because the rules knew that only one of the captains can go to to midfield for the coin toss. So, where in the past I'd let the three guys decide who wants to do it.
Anything else?
I'm a tails guy, if you want to. All right, good, Rich. All right,
Yep.
thank you.